What's good, Fire Gang? Your chief fire starters, LaTeisha and Dr. Barbz, are here with Catch This Fire.
All right, what is up, LaTeisha?
Hey.
Hey. So today we are talking about a really good topic of holiday depression.
Yes.
And the reason we wanted to talk about this is because it's the holiday season and a lot of people are going through different situations with family, friends, just all kinds of situations where even though it's supposed to be like the best time of the year, it's not always the best time of the year, right?
No.
At least not for everybody. Um, I remember it was a long time ago. It was like, I think it was a good 15 years ago, maybe 16, maybe 17. It doesn't matter. But I remember like riding in my car and I was kind of by myself and it was holiday time and I was listening to this song, What Do the Lonely Do at Christmas? Girl, and just started bawling, like full blown ugly cry. And I'm sure the people that were driving past me were like, well, I was probably scaring some people. But it's a song by the Emotions. What do the lonely do at
It's the
Christmas?
old one. Yeah.
Yes. Have you
Yeah.
heard that?
Yes,
Yes.
I have. They play it a lot too.
Yeah.
Like they play it a lot this time of
Yeah.
year.
Well,
Yes.
it was my favorite song at the time because I was so sad. And I don't know, it just made me feel better. It's like, what do the lonely do at Christmas?
Because it was probably you probably felt like somebody could relate. Like here's a song like what do the lonely do at Christmas? You know what
Well,
I'm
she didn't tell
saying?
me, but
Yes.
I was like, girl, me
Yes.
too. Me
Yep.
too. And so, because of that, I wanted to talk about this because I did hear on the radio the other day and I was sharing it with my son, and he was like, this is the saddest song I've ever heard. And I was like, this used to be my stuff. And so did you know like 64% of people with mental illness report their conditions worsen during the holidays? 28% of Americans say they experienced more stress in 2024 than the previous year. And 89% of US adults feel stressed during the holiday season specifically, with 41% reporting higher stress than other times of the year. And then 38% of people say their stress levels increase during the holidays, and that's according to the American Psychological Association.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of stuff. People are going through things. So 47% of people are grieving a loss, missing a loved one during the holiday season. 36% can't afford their holiday gifts.
Yep.
Have you had that? Girl. No, tell me. Tell me. Say it. Nope, it's too late. Gotta say it.
That okay, so okay. One thing is, I don't celebrate in the traditional sense. I have
Okay.
not, bought gifts or any of that in I don't know how long, right?
Uh,
And when I did it, a lot of what I learned, especially like being my own adult or being my own person and having my own family, is not, I don't have to always do all the other traditions that I grew up doing or that
mhm.
my family does or whatever. However, I can still participate to an extent, but I don't have to do things exactly how everybody else does them. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
And I found that trying to do all of that becomes very, very stressful, right? You're trying to
Mhm.
buy food, you're trying to cook, you're trying to make sure everybody comes, you're trying to get gifts, you kind of make sure what somebody wants, so on and so forth. And then you can't even really enjoy the holiday.
Right.
Versus me, I just show up and eat. I'm like, hey, I'm here.
No, but like for me, I remember when I was in my early 20s and I had a daughter and a son, they were little. And I remember going to Toy Store when they were still open. I couldn't afford that stuff. And
That's what I'm
I
saying.
full on was crying in the aisle because I couldn't afford the stuff that my child had asked me for. I felt so bad. And so that causes a lot of stress, right?
Yeah.
What you just said though reminds me of the movie Bad Moms Christmas.
Yes.
It's like one
Yes.
of my favorites because they're just like, I'm not doing Christmas traditionally any to this year. And it was like, that's a good movie. I love that.
I love that movie too because it's real. Like that's really how stressed and everything you be, and then you get considered a bad person, a bad mom, a bad family member, whatever, because you're not doing things exactly how everybody else does it or what they
Yes.
want you to do. And then at
Yeah.
the end of the day, though, when we talk about getting people gifts and stuff like that,
Mhm.
especially kids, how many times do your kids ask you for something and you order it off of Amazon, Walmart, or
Mhm.
you in the store and they're like, want this, and you're like, okay, now you can have that talk with me before you go in. Don't ask me for nothing and don't pick nothing up. 9 times out of
Mm.
10, they got something in that basket or something in their
Yeah,
hand that they've
yeah,
been holding on to the entire time, and then you're like,
yeah,
"Alright, just put it up there." You know what I'm
yes,
saying? So it's
yes,
like, and at the end of the day too, it also, pushing the agenda. When I was a kid, my daddy was like, "No, there ain't no Santa Claus. I bought those
mhm,
gifts." You know what I'm saying? And then again,
mhm,
it's he didn't even really celebrate the holidays. It was more so what the rest of the family was doing. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So I guess it was kinda like, "Okay, I'm not gonna stress myself self out." I didn't see them stress out because of it, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And then again, if you're getting things all the time, we have everything we need or you have everything you want, there's no need to stress about one day, right? And
yeah,
I'm not knocking anybody that does it either. If that's your thing, because I have my own thing too. Don't get me wrong. Like I have my own things too that I do. Doesn't matter if you like it or not. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
But we can also plan, right? We can also make room for that. If you know that you want to go all out for Christmas, why are you waiting until December the 1st?
seriously, yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
If you know you want to get some big gifts for your loved ones and your friends and family and all this, why are you waiting until now? Like,
yeah,
I mean, I remember, when my kids were smaller, I would get like clothes off season. So in the spring, I'm getting winter clothes. And when in the wintertime, I'm getting summer clothes because half of the stuff was on sale. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So it's like if you want to do this, there are still ways to prepare, you know what I'm saying? Be proactive about it, especially
right.
if you know normally this is causing you some type of stress.
Right. I agree. But I will say that when you're younger, though, sometimes you don't have the forethought to plan ahead that way. And December just sneaks up on you, and you're like, "Oh, crap." And then you don't have the money, and then you're in Toys R Us, and you're bawling and making all the other customers very uncomfortable.
They're like,
Yes.
"What is wrong with her? Oh my
What's wrong
gosh.
with her?
Why did she even come then?" For us though. I do miss Toys R
Yeah, it
Us
was
because
great. It was great.
it was a whole
Oh my
vibe
god.
in there.
I love that I can laugh about it now because back then, girl, it was not funny.
And that's another thing too, like what are we passing on or showing the other generations, right? Are we
Yeah.
making this an expectation where you have to go all out, be stressed, be, almost dang near destitute just to come up with this item to give someone, right? You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
why it was like I do see like sometimes, some families, sometimes at work functions, whatever, they put a limit on the amount that you can spend for certain things, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like you want to go all out and it's like you might not be able to.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. The other one is 35% of people report that they have challenging family dynamics. Ooh, loneliness factors. 41% cite not being around loved ones during the holidays for various reasons. Like maybe you live out of town, like, we do. Maybe the patriarch or the matriarch of the family has passed away and people aren't getting together like they used to. Maybe your significant other is deployed. There's all kinds of reasons why you
Maybe
are.
you don't wanna go to Uncle Joe's and Uncle whoever's because you tired of the same old dang on stuff because they still perpetrating the same old toxic family secret don't nobody wanna talk about.
Oh
So you
my
want me to bring
God.
my kids around? No, I'm not doing it. I'm not
Yes,
doing it. It's
yes,
okay. Cook whatever you can cook at home. You
yes,
feel me? No. Like,
yes.
yes, yes.
36% cite grief as a loneliness factor. That first year when like your mom isn't there anymore, your dad or your grandma, your husband, your wife, your children, maybe someone passed away, and Christmas just ain't the same as it used to be. Ooh, this is an interesting one. 76% of LGBTQ plus community members experience holiday loneliness.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that because a lot of times, and your family and your friends are your biggest critics. Like they will tear you apart.
Mhm.
If you single, your aunties talking about why you still single? When you gonna get you a
Mhm.
man? You come in with your girlfriend, and if you are in a same sex relationship, you come with your partner. Well, I thought you was. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
something. It's always something. So it is really good to have a family that is accepting, that is loving, that is caring. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
And it's okay for you to sometimes, if someone does have an opinion or maybe they are concerned, right? You can
Mhm.
bring that to them, but maybe not at dinner. Maybe not when everybody is around. Maybe not when we're getting the get together for the first time in a year, you know what I'm saying? We do got cousin such and such this here from out of town. We do have, aunt whoever and all these different people that's coming. And now you want to talk about my sexual preference? Come on, man.
Yes, and that happens all the time. It happens all the time. What is that about? Like, why embarrass me in front of everybody like that? Like,
Bro,
why do people do that? And it's not even just the LGBTQ plus,
it's
it's other stuff.
period.
Why
Yes.
are you talking to me about
Yes.
this at the dinner?
Yes.
And then I don't
Yes.
wanna come here no more. And
This is why I
then
don't want to
everybody's
come.
talking about how I'm a stranger and I don't
And then it's just a vicious cycle. And
Yes.
then again, so you want me to bring my kids around that? Absolutely not.
Right.
No,
Right.
come in.
Oh my god. Let's see. And then you have seasonal affective disorder. Because it's darker outside, and I don't know if I really struggle with this. I don't like to go outside when it's dark in the winter. I tell people all the time, like, in the morning, if it's still dark, it's like, well, it's still nighttime to me. I can't go.
Right.
I can't show up to work and it's still dark.
Yes.
Let me not say it that way though, because I have, but now I'm just like, nah. Until the sun comes out, I will not be driving myself to work because I don't want to. But and I need to go home before it gets dark again. I can't do it. Like, I don't know. I'm becoming a grumpy old lady. I just can't do it no more.
Now, see, we do not need that at all. You're not meant to do that for a friend. We are not. No, ma'am.
No.
I do notice that since the days seem shorter, right? That I am in the house. I want to be in the house earlier. And I do notice my mood kind of changes a little bit when it is colder outside. And one, is cold. Two, the days are shorter, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
find myself being like, oh, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to go anywhere. Like, I'm going to just stay here rolled up in the blanket, or I'm going to just stay here on the couch, or whatever the case, right? And so it's important that if you are or we know that about ourselves, that we again be proactive to try to prevent that.
Yeah.
So, put different things in place. Like, I'm going to leave at least once a day, or outside of work, let me do something that I enjoy, maybe on the
Yeah.
weekend or maybe one evening or whatever. And then I also think it's like we're mammals, right? Like nature, we're mammals. So technically in the winter, mammals do what?
Um,
Hibernate.
hibernate.
Yes. Yes. And if you think about, like, before we had so much, so many advancements and all these different things, that's what you kind of did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Way back in, I don't know how many years, don't quote me on that
In the
part,
Stone
but
Age.
yes,
Yes. Yes. You gotta
you
get
know,
close. Yes.
yeah.
Girl. So seasonal affective disorder affects 6% of the population in the United States. And 10 to 20% also experience winter blues. It's more common in women and it's less common in places like Florida.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. I'm sure that the northern states is definitely worse because in places like Seattle and stuff like that, the
Hmm.
the suicide rate is higher.
Yeah. Because
Because
it's
it's gloomy
cold.
all the time, it's cold, yes,
Yes.
it's wet, yes, absolutely,
Yeah, it's
absolutely.
80 degrees today in Florida, girl.
Girl,
You see
quit
my arms?
bragging, nobody asked you how much what temperature was.
It's nice out here. Girl, I have my legs out today.
I gotta come visit soon, you hear me? Because I am loving that, just 70 and 80-degree weather all year, like, that'd be
Yes, it's so
amazing, that'd
nice.
be
So
amazing,
nice.
yeah,
Winter wear.
exactly. It's here.
And then apparently, seasonal affective disorder is like 10% in Alaska. But isn't Alaska where they have 24 hours of darkness, like 6 months a
For
year?
yes. I
Yeah,
think
so
now the
yeah.
sun is down and it's not coming back up for a
Yeah.
while, like,
So
currently
it's
right now.
cold and dark.
Yep, yep.
If you're in Alaska, sorry.
But, I mean, at the same time, if you're born into that environment, would it bother you as much?
Probably not because you're used to it.
Yeah, you know what
We
I'm
can't
saying?
survive. We will
I
not
would not.
survive. No.
It was times in Kansas City where it was blizzards and stuff, and, we
Mhm.
supposed to be in the house for all these days. Girl, I'm gone.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna go get something to eat. I'm gonna go.
Mhm.
I remember one time years and years ago when the Netflix had the boxes. I
Yes.
literally left purposely because I was going stir crazy. I'm like, I gotta get out. You know what I'm saying? And then,
Yeah.
I was used to it. So as long as I got good tires, I'm gone.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I will
Yeah, I
sit in
couldn't
the
sit
house.
there.
I can be a hermit. As
I
long as I
can be a
have
hermit.
snacks and streaming, and I would usually have plenty of work to do, so
Yes,
I
you do.
can. Yes, I do.
Yes,
So
you do.
I can sit in the house, and after they created that that new invention called Uber Eats.
Ex oh, man, but I
You
just
mean to
it
tell me I don't have to leave to go get the
I
food?
had to
Stop it.
at least
Stop
once,
it.
like, it be weeks at a time. The city is like, you can't mo the schools are out for days and all
Girl, I
this.
was
I'm
sitting at
like,
home. I do not
I
care.
could I
I
had to
can't.
leave at least once or twice. I mean, literally,
I
I
don't have
remember one
to.
time I cleaned the car off, started it up, left, went and got pizza, and came back. I mean
Deliver the
fresh
pizza,
air and some sunlight.
and I can get my groceries delivered. Stop. Oh,
See, I do
I'm
that
going outside.
regardless whether it's a
I'm going
blizzard. I'm
outside.
on the I got
Mm-mm.
some coming right now, as a matter of fact.
I will not be going outside in the cold.
You in the
Okay.
right spot. You in the right
I
spot.
know. Girl, 80 degrees. And so I think that like we're having fun with it, but it is a serious topic.
It
And what I've noticed is that the holidays and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the holidays create what's called like a pressure cooker of emotions because you're expected to be cheerful, even if you're naturally stressed or depressed. And so when you show up to those functions, people really expect you to be like, oh my God, hi everybody, but you might not feel like that.
exactly.
And so like your natural kind of mood sometimes doesn't align with what everyone expects from you. And that can be very draining.
It really is. And
Yeah.
that's even without outside of holidays, right? Somebody might invite you
Yeah.
somewhere, it might be a family gathering or whatever, and you feel obligated to show up
Mm.
regardless of what and because nobody really cares about how you're feeling. Let's be honest. I mean, people will
Yeah.
say, "Oh, how you been?" And then you say fine, and then everybody moves on. Well, we
Yeah.
both know that fine means feelings I'm not expressing. That's it. That's all it is. It's just a way for me
Hmm.
to say, I'm good, get out of my face, or at the same time, what can you really do about how I'm feeling? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And especially if it's a family function or, the holiday event. You do not want me to go down my list of what's really bothering me, Susie.
Girl, listen. No, no, no. So there's a skit on Saturday Night Live called Debbie Downer. And have you seen it?
No.
No? Okay, you gotta Google this
But
because
Debbie Downer, I can only imagine.
yes. And so
Yes.
every time they ask her anything or say anything to her, she says something just depressing. And they go, dun dun. And so it just makes me think about like when people ask her, how are you? You're like, well, I could be better. Dun dun. Like nobody wants to hear
Exactly.
that. Nobody wants to hear that.
And
They
I don't
want to
want to do
hear
that to anybody either.
right.
You
So
know
now
what
you
I'm
you
saying?
have to put on a facade and
Yes.
pretend. And girl, that is exhausting. Let me see. Social media makes it worse
Oh, girl, don't it?
because you're comparing your real life to everyone's highlighted reel.
And then
See
the
how
thing about it is too, we know good and doggone well everybody
LaTeisha, what? What do you mean? What are you saying?
they
Like
all
they're not
and
like
you know what I'm saying? It's like y'all just got through the family just got through at the table going off on each other or something. And again, we are making light of this and it's okay if you can go through things and come out of it. You know what I'm saying? The thing about it is social like a lot of I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I'll speak for myself, right? I'm not gonna just get on social media and just say whatever all the time, you know what I'm saying? I
mhm.
even feel like because of whatever I put in my head because of social media that I can't present on social media a certain way.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I
Mhm.
feel like that we have to be aware that most people are like that. You do have some people that don't care. They just gonna get up in the morning and just show up on social media, right?
Yeah.
No shade to them at all. That's if they feel comfortable. But a lot of us, the majority, I feel like, have to get on. You want to be put together before you get on. So that's no different with you're posting a picture or you're talking about the holidays or whatever. And let's say, and sometimes it could be completely the opposite, right? Sometimes maybe you don't feel good, maybe you don't feel up to any of this, and then you do go to the function, you do go around the family, and then you end up turning all the way around. That's happened to me on several occasions. I'm like, huh, I don't feel like it. I'm tired or whatever the case. Then I get there and I'm seeing everybody and we eating good and we talking stuff. You know what I'm saying? You see all your 10 favorite cousins and you just like, okay, great. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it doesn't always have to, just because it starts not okay, doesn't mean it has to end like that either. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But social media will have you thinking that everybody's perfect. Nobody has any issues, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Everybody just, everything's great and I'm wonderful. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. No,
so
seriously, because, we all go through stuff. And I can tell you, I don't hop on social media when I'm having a moment or
no.
something's not going well. So you won't hear those stories. I might tell you a story about it later. But in the moment, you're not gonna hear like, "Oh my god, this is what happening right now." Some people do that, but I'm also learning that a lot of people are doing skits too, and it's not even real.
Oh,
It's just
yes.
yeah, it's just for likes,
That's
and
it.
my son calls it rage bait, like, you're just
I'm
wanting
like,
me to like it and share.
I guess I'm just getting a little bit up in age because I'm like, I don't want any of it. Cause it's just, I mean, and again, I get it. We need it to an extent, or I'm not gonna say we need it, but it can be beneficial to an extent,
Mhm,
right? But some of that
mhm.
other stuff, it's like, okay, why do you need to do this? Like, you can't just, I mean, you
Yo,
already
look at
filtering
stuff
what
on
you
so
put on
it's just
here.
wild what you find on social media right now, and just the look into certain like, your l people's lives.
Yep.
It's a lot. Let's see. What else do I wanna tell you? I think those are all my facts. So I think we can, like let's do some red flags. Let's do red flag.
Girl, let's go. I got it today, baby. I am
Yes.
ready.
Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a statement that people might say to you during the holiday season, and we are going to determine if it's a red flag or not. A red flag meaning like, I don't know, like it's not the best thing to say to somebody.
No, and okay, I got
Yeah,
you.
you
I
got
mean,
it? Okay.
I'm gonna save it.
So here's the first one. You come to the holiday function, you tell everyone maybe you're going through a hard time right now, and someone says, "Girl, just focus on what you have to be grateful for." Red flag. Red flag. Why is that a red flag?
Because you're not like it's kind of like that positive
Mm.
toxicity, or
Yeah.
you're not empathizing with the person regardless of the facts. And what I also think that a lot of times we feel like it has to be one or the other. Just because I'm upset about one thing does not mean
Mhm.
I am not grateful for the many blessings that I have in my life, right? So
Yeah.
it's almost like you have this, and this going for you, then you shouldn't worry about anything else. It's like, who said that?
Right.
Who said that that was the case? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
Right.
not for me, because it almost feels like, to me, it almost makes you feel like, or makes people feel like they need to settle, or, not want anything, or not strive for more or greater or whatever.
Yeah.
Definitely a
Yeah.
red flag.
Absolutely. Absolutely. First of all, how did I have that written down? Like, how are you reading my notes? What is going on? Okay, I did not share this with you. Okay, here's the next one. If someone tells you that it's okay to leave early or skip events that feel too hard. It's green flag, green flag. If I had a
It's
green flag.
very agreeing, so we can
Yes.
put that one up. Yes,
No,
absolutely,
because
that's
people
okay.
should allow you to execute your boundaries and to have peace of mind and not make you feel bad for doing so. I don't have to go to every function. I can go home when I'm ready. I did a little bit. I'm ready to go now,
Yes,
and I shouldn't have to feel bad or have someone tell me otherwise.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And we also have to understand too that everybody's meter is different. I might not be able to take as much as the next person as far as, socializing and being present and stuff like that. And especially again, I've just told you everything was fine. You don't know what I'm not expressing to you. So
Right.
if my meter is low, my threshold is low, let me be. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah,
Yeah. And we're all going through stuff at any moment of time.
absolutely.
Even when we come to the party, there's still stuff happening in the background,
Yep.
right? Okay, let's say that you lost a loved one recently, it's Christmas, and you're sad, and the person you're talking to says, "Girl, they wouldn't want you to be sad." Yes, let people feel their feelings. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like grief is optional. It hits you at any moment too, you know? You just doing something, minding your business, and at any moment grief hits you, whether something happened or something reminded you of that person, you just had a thought about that person or the situation. It hits you at any moment,
Yeah.
especially in the beginning when you're in the healing process. Even after, years can go by and you can
Yes.
still have a moment.
Absolutely. I mean, just
Go ahead.
it comes up because at the same time, like when you do lose somebody, the only
Mhm.
thing you do have is memories, and you can't prevent when the memories are going to come back, or when something's going to remind you of that person, or
Mhm.
when you pass, a landmark, or whatever the case, right? And I
Yeah.
think that it's really unfair for people to feel like just because they or somebody else has gotten over it or doesn't think about it anymore, that's unfair to think that
Mhm.
everybody else handles the grief that same way. We
Yeah.
have to definitely give space for someone who may be grieving, because it's going
Yeah.
to look different for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. This is what I want to say. Grief is not just the loss of a loved one.
No.
Recently, I'm gonna share a little bit about me because I this might hit for some people. Recently, I have kind of been struggling a little bit with the fact that my older children are grown. So, like, Christmas and Thanksgiving don't look the same as
Mhm.
it used to. So, when they're little, they're with you. Like, they're your mini little best friends, whether you want to admit it or not. Like, they depend on you. You're the center of their world.
Yep.
You are like everything to them, and you get to make cookies, and you're gonna watch the holiday movies, and we're gonna go do the Christmas tree. And then we're gonna get up in the morning, we're gonna open presents, like all the things that you do just even on Thanksgiving, cooking food and them bothering you, like, "Girl, get out of here and stop messing with
Yes.
my," you know?
Yeah, it's
And
not done. Yeah.
I told you no. And so, but now that they're adults and they're gone, you're like, "Oh, this is different." And so you have those moments where you just kind of remember when they were little and they were all here and now 2 out of 5 are here, or you know what I mean? Like,
Yes. Yes.
that hits you too. That's grief as well.
Yes. There are definitely different forms of it, for sure.
Yeah. Here's the next one. No, I don't like that one. Hold on now. This one. When you okay, we have all been to a family gathering where somebody is arguing with somebody. It's inevitable.
It's
Oh,
been me a couple of times arguing
oh,
with
Letitia.
somebody.
Oh my God. And especially if you are in a family where y'all want to play spades or Monopoly. Monopoly always gonna get we're gonna fight about Monopoly every time.
I'm not doing it. I'm not playing games. Nope.
I don't know what it is about that monopoly. Anyway, but somebody says at least you have family to fight with, especially if it's very dysfunctional fighting.
Yes.
It's not like
Yes,
just
yes, yes,
that
yes,
sportsmanship. It's like completely like out of
yes.
control.
And
People having, yeah,
I'll be completely honest, whether it's with my own family and friends or I'm going to, I'm a guest at someone's function or whatever, I can
uh,
play spades all day long, pretty good at it, but I'm not playing. I'm not playing any
hmm,
type of game, and that is the reason. It's kind of like one of those rules that I have, like, talk about money, politics, relationships with people. I'm not
can
playing
you just
games with
play
y'all.
games?
Nope, no. Because just what you just said, everybody gets upset. They be ready to fight. They going off. You know what I'm saying? It's like pipe down.
Yes.
I'm not even having fun anymore because now my nervous system is regulated. Now I'm scared.
Now
Now
I'm
I'm
scared.
now I'm I don't know if you're gonna throw something at me. You're gonna swing on me. I'm good. I'm gonna just sit over here and root for whoever's winning and talk stuff
Oh my
over here.
God,
So I can't do it.
that's hilarious.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, somebody might swing on you if you.
Renege or something? Yeah, I'm cool. I don't.
How dare you? How dare you?
Yeah, I'm cool.
How dare you cut me in spades? Like, what? We
You
gonna fight.
cheat. Uh-uh. Girl, I'm telling you, look, I'm getting triggered now. Oh, cool. I am good. And
I'm
I,
like,
I
"No."
think that it's important for us to remember that nobody's family and, family of origin or, the family you may have even created, nothing is completely perfect. Like there
Right.
are going to be some mishaps. There are going to be some, whatever. That's not the main thing. The main thing is how do you come back from it? Do you hold the grudge? Are you never going back to Christmas or birthdays or whatever because you and such got into it before. Like, let's
Mhm.
talk about it. Let's see how we can at least coexist because sometimes we don't realize that our absence does affect or the not only the absence, but us arguing and getting into it, or, I don't like her, I'm tired of him, whatever, that affects everybody around us, right? So
Yeah.
it's not really fair that if we got an issue or me and such have an issue that I'm just like, okay, I'm never going back again, right? Let's
Yeah.
figure out how we can work through this. And again, because if we don't, all we're doing is for sure perpetrating all of these, and I don't even like to use the word cultures, but all of these dysfunctional mannerisms or behaviors, right?
Yeah.
And so then what are we teaching the people that are coming after us, right? I'm
Yeah.
not saying everything was wrong with the first generations or the previous generations, but as we evolve as a family, it's no reason why we can't get better at these things.
Yeah. I mean, but I would say I agree with all of that, but I will say that when the dysfunction is abusive
Oh, yes.
and the family members don't, right? And the family members don't recognize it as
They
abuse.
ignore
It's
it.
like, that's just your family.
No,
That's
no.
when, like, okay. No.
Again, it's like Uncle so and so. Y'all
Mhm.
know he done messed with
Mhm.
somebody. He done abused
Mhm.
this person. He done molested this person. But you want me to let my son or my daughter come over here and be? No,
No.
you need to, instead of you making me feel uncomfortable or all of us not coming, you need to make him stay wherever the heck he needs to stay. Or you need to
Yeah.
make the the verbally abusive cousin or aunt or whoever stay away. Like we need to
Yeah.
start calling it out. Cause like you said, it's not okay to continue the abuse.
Right.
That's not okay. Nobody's
Right.
gonna do that. I don't have to. I'm gonna go
And
make
I
my
don't
little
have to.
Cornish hen and greens myself if that's the case.
I make my own damn turkey. What are you talking about?
You
I
know
eat
what
the
I
whole
mean?
thing by myself, okay?
For real. Like it's don't do, I mean, I should
Yeah.
try to definitely find an alternative is if that's what you're going through. No type of
Yeah.
abuse is okay no matter who it's coming from.
Yeah.
Family is not an exception.
No, it's not. It's not. Um, I think we'll talk about that in another episode because I
Okay, we
talk
are.
about some of that.
You know, I get excited.
What about I have one more. Let's say that you are just feeling depressed and you're just having a moment and you're just like, you know what, I don't want to go, I don't want to go out. And we have our times. We all, I won't say we all, but some people, you have those moments. And then someone says to you, or you just need to get out more and be around people and kind of dismisses kind of how you feel. Yeah, red flag. So the idea of forcing socialization on someone struggling can make it actually worse.
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's when you get people that do show up and the smaller thing is said or done and they're like enraged or in tears or like, I'm
Mhm.
leaving. I can't like, and you think like, I didn't even say nothing. It might not have necessarily been you, but it was just too much for this
Yeah,
person to deal with right now. And that's
exactly.
okay too.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we just need to have space for people who need space
Yes.
and to have enough empathy for people to allow them to have their emotions
Yes.
without, giving arbitrary advice that just isn't helpful, you
No.
know?
Yep.
So I just have some coping strategies and then I think then
We're going to
that's
wrap
it.
up.
Yeah, then we'll wrap up.
Okay.
So the coping strategies that I have are really for grief. So when you're feeling grief, if grief is a reason for you feeling a little bit of depression during the holiday season, I have 4 things that you can do to help you with your grief. The first one is to simply create new traditions. A lot of times we're so stuck on the traditions we had with the person or people or the family members or the things that we were doing. If you create some new traditions, that will help you kind of get out of that funk. And so,
Absolutely.
for example, now that my kids are older, so instead of getting up first thing in the morning to do Christmas opening presents, maybe I'll, wait and then get up, have a little coffee and watch a Christmas movie. Like that. I just have a different tradition. Lately, what I have done instead of buying a gang of Christmas presents, I like to take my younger 2 kids on a trip. And so that's your Christmas present. So
Yep.
let's go over here and have a good time. And so that's what you get. I can't remember what I bought them all those years anyway, and I can't find all those toys I bought. So, but they'll
I done
remember the
stepped on
trip.
them and threw them in the trash. You hear me?
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I
My kids
do. I
remember the
do.
trips that they go on, but they cannot tell me what I got them when they were 6 or 7.
Yep.
So,
My
create
aunt
new
used to,
traditions.
yeah, we used to start going like to the movies, like, whatever movie came out for
Mm,
Thanksgiving. It would
mhm.
just be a lot of us, and we would go. And then whoever didn't go, then we kind of stopped doing that because then Black Friday came around. So it's like you can't
Okay.
really do both because you got to stand in
Mhm,
line. So
mhm.
we've had different ones just throughout the years. So yeah,
Yeah,
I know exactly
yeah.
what you mean.
So, new traditions. Another thing you can do is use reminiscence therapy. So, focus on happy memories rather than dwelling on the loss. So, when you think of that person or that time, really try to focus on the positive and the memories that you loved about that versus like, I'm so sad that this person's not here. I'm so sad that I'm all alone. I'm so sad about, kids or adults or whatever it is. Instead, focus like, oh, I've lived a great life.
Yeah.
I've was able to do all these different things with that person or during those times. The third one is to give yourself permission. You don't have to you don't have to do all this stuff. Skip traditions. Okay, skip it. If it feels too painful, don't do it.
Or if you just don't want to, don't
Right.
do it. Yes. Like if it's too much, like you said, if it's too painful, it's too much, don't do it.
Exactly.
And then another thing too is I feel like sometimes we try to do things on certain days. That can be something that you can do also. Like if today's doesn't work, let's try to maybe we have, quote unquote Thanksgiving on Saturday, you know what I'm saying, instead of the
Mhm.
actual day, because then more people can come or I'll be available or whatever the case. Like, so
Yeah.
again, yes, do what feels good and what resonates and aligns with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. And then the last one is you can keep transitional objects nearby, meaning items that remind you of your loved one can provide you comfort. A good example is like the ornament that someone put on the tree, or the one that you purchased and it reminds of your mom, or
Hmm.
those kind of little objects or keepsakes. Bring them out and let them, comfort you during that time, and remind you of those positive times that you had with that loved one or person or whatever. So those are my 4 tips for dealing with grief during the holidays. So we can go ahead and close it out if you'd like.
Okay, everybody, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks
One
for,
more thing.
go ahead. Okay, let's hear.
We do have resources. So if you are struggling with grief
Forgot
and
about those. Almost.
feeling like you need to reach out and get help, there is a 988 line. If you call or text 988 24/7, there's
Nationwide.
nationwide. It is a crisis lifeline that you can, and I love that you can text and
Yes.
just, and you could speak to someone that way. There's also a crisis text line. If you text home, HOME, to 741-741, that's also a crisis text line that's nationwide as well. And you can also go to NAMI.org. It's NAMI, which represents National Alliance of Mental Illness. And that can also help you with some strategies and local support groups. Local support groups is a great way to deal with different things like grief and transition when you are dealing with depression or anxiety or any other grief during the holidays. So I did want to share that because some people are truly struggling. And while we're having a little fun and we're talking about it, we do want you to have resources and support if you do feel like you need to reach out.
Absolutely.
Okay. So now I'm ready to close. So the holidays can be a hard time, y'all, but we hope that you have a great holiday. We hope that you have the support and the resources that you need. We hope that you use some of the strategies that we talked about today. And I think we're ready to close out with, if you want to reach out to me, you can reach me at thepotentialengineer.com. LaTeisha, what is yours?
QueenBrandEnterprise.com.
Yes. And hopefully you catch this fire and
Thrive. But wait, we didn't tell everybody to make sure that they comment. First of all, I want to say this one more thing.
okay.
We appreciate all of the feedback that we have gotten, all the comments that you guys have made. Please keep those coming. We appreciate it. We read them, we look at them, we listening to you, we're taking them into consideration if we can apply them, so on and so forth. So continue to share the podcast, continue to like it. Like I said, leave a comment, and then we will definitely see you next week. Okay,
Yes.
now you can say the thing.
And we want you to catch this fire.
And thrive.
Yes.